This is Blaine Sumner with Juggernaut Training Systems. I'm going to be analyzing some squat videos of our fans this week for Squat Week using the Coach's Eye software. This first lifter here moves the weight really well. Looks like warm-up weight or speed week. And looks pretty good, but the first glaring thing that I noticed was he starts his squat by pushing his butt straight down, which forces his knees to travel over his toes from the very beginning. You can see right there, kind of the first motion is his knees pushing forward over his feet, which is not how you want to start a squat. You want to think about pushing your butt back and keeping your shins vertical. That's how you want to definitely start. And as you can see, this lifter starts by pushing his knees forward and then kind of pushing his butt straight down. Moves the weight really good, and upper body in position look fine to me. Getting a little heavier here. He throws the belt on, and I think he's doing some pause squats here. And you can see he still has the same issue with the knees traveling forward. That's how he breaks the movement. And you want to think more about pushing the butt back, like I said before. And as you can see here, as he's starting to come out of the hole, his weight is going to shift forward. He's going to have too much weight on the balls of his feet, and you're definitely not in a power position there, driving from the balls of your feet as opposed to driving from the midfoot and the heel. So if you watch him come out of the hole here, you're going to see his weight shift forward. And obviously you just don't want to tell somebody what's wrong and not how to fix it. So one thing I would recommend for this fella is, first of all, by pushing your butt back and trying to keep your shins more vertical, you're going to solve some of that issue of having too much weight forward coming out of the hole. And the second thing is these shoes right here. They look just like some tennis shoes or something, some cross-training shoes, and they're going to have a lot of absorption to them. And you want something with a hard sole, and for you I would recommend something flat too, like a Chuck Taylor or a skateboarding shoe. And that's going to also help you sit your butt more back and not have your knees travel as much forward from the start of your squat. And the second thing, just experiment with putting your belt a little higher. Put it more around just above your belly button. Oh, wrong tool there. More above your belly button, around this largest part of your stomach. Wearing it pretty low there. And I think you're going to get yourself a lot more stability if you wear it higher and learn to get used to it that way. Second lifter here, looks like a lot of weight, looks like a good squat here. I like the way that he incorporates this box. He doesn't sit on it and deload it entirely. He just uses it to find his depth, kind of just pause without putting too much weight on the box. Takes the rebound effect out of it. Good way to use it. And this lifter's lower body looks good. I like his hip position, and I like his knees and his shin angle. Definitely more of a max effort here than the previous lifter, but I would say the thing this guy needs to improve on the most is how he comes out of the hole. You'll see that his hips shoot up first, which also is going to force his head to look down, and it's also going to force his elbows to shoot up. And this is all related to the hips shooting up first. So slow it down here, and you can kind of see how he comes off the box there, shooting up with his hips first, and causes the elbows to shoot up and his head to look down, and finishing it off with a little more low back and good morning than you would desire. So again, how to fix that, I like to think about when I'm coming out of the hole right there, instead of your elbows shooting up like that, think about driving your elbows forward and trying to think about driving them straight under the bar, and not necessarily looking up towards the ceiling, but driving your head straight back into the bar like this, and elbows under. So there's different cues that can help you think about that, but if your elbows shoot up like that, something a lot of people don't realize, and I really like thinking about the squat like this. If your elbows shoot up, it's going to cause that bar to roll further up your back, and then looking at the moment arm between your hips and where the bar is on your back, that's going to be a greater distance than, say, if you kept the bar lower. And I'm not saying to do a low bar squat, I'm just saying when your elbows shoot up, it's going to force that bar to roll further up your back. And for all you physics majors out there, you'll know that A small increase in this distance right here can cause a much greater force on your back and make the squat a lot more difficult. So going back, you can see how his elbows are going to come up, forcing that bar to kind of roll up his back a little bit. So keep those elbows under the bar, and think about driving that head straight back, and it should help solve the issue about your hips firing up first. This last lifter here looks like some really good squats, very, very deep. These will pass in any federation without a doubt. And looks like a overall really good squat. You'll see coming up here, his number one deficiency is at the very bottom of the hole. He gets real deep, it kind of crashes. Those last few inches kind of gets hunched over and looks like you lose some tightness. And I mean that's a very deep squat. If you were cutting them a few inches higher, I don't think you would have that issue. You can see it, definitely see it on this squat here, how it gets on the very bottom and just kind of crashes and hunches over. And the number one biggest thing I can say to that is it's absolutely crucial to maintain your tightness. And whatever you're thinking about, whether it's pushing your knees out or keeping the bar tight on your back, you got to think tight. Because going back here, we'll slow it down again. You can see how when it comes into the hole looks good, and then kind of crashes there at the end. And honestly, this is something that you wouldn't usually find a lifter saying, but you might honestly be pushing the squats too deep there. I mean, you're 2 inches, I'd say, at least below parallel, and it's obviously good to squat that deep, but you might be compromising your safety at this point. Kind of squatting like that is what forced me to tear my labrum, and just by losing the tightness in the hole. So you definitely want to stay much tighter those last few inches, and just I don't know what can't see what you're doing here, but obviously you want to take as big of a breath as you can and focus on pushing out on this belt in 360 degrees and holding that the entire length of the lift. So here again you can see a little caving down a little bit. You can even experiment around with speeding up, because it looks like as you're getting down there towards the bottom, you're what people call you're searching for the depth, and you want to be confident about it and comfortable so you know where you need to be in terms of depth. So instead of you kind of get down there and you're searching, just speed up right there. See that look a little better. Speed up, bounce out of the hole. You can even increase the speed on that dip a little bit, but overall, I think this lifter has really good technique. His upper body looks good to me. Nothing going real bad with his elbows or head position, and even his hips and knee position look really good. It's just he comes crashing down into the bottom of the hole. And a great assistance exercise to help fix that would be pause squats. Get down to where you're in the most compromised position and do long pauses there. Long pauses would be great for you, and it's going to help you find where you're strongest, and it's going to help you get comfortable being in the hole and staying tight and firing the certain muscles that you have to keep you from crashing and keep your hips from caving in and your upper body from caving in too in the bottom of the hole. But coming out looks really strong, and it's another good squat. So another good lifter there. Thanks for checking in, and hope everybody's enjoying squat week.